Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So in this video we will be covering how just to make our whole blog profile page here. So as you can see, now we have our X, we have our delete request, and if we want to go into this one, it's not showing anything, but we want it to render the information that's pertaining to that user ID or that blog. Okay, we'll have the title and the post, the blog post. All right, perfect. So what we're going to do here first is we are just going to import our use state as well as Axios and our use effect. So what we can do here is just copy this and then just paste it here. Okay, now we can import our use params. So use params is going to help us get this ID and pretty much kind of like pass it along to our blog page here. Okay, so we're gonna from, I don't know why I'm putting equals from, and then it's from React router DOM, just like this. Okay, so now what we're gonna do next is we are just going to make the const here. Remember, because we're going to use the use state, and we're just going to say blog set blog, just like that. Okay, and use state, and this is where we are going to have our array. Okay. So now what we're going to do as well is we are going to make our fetch, our use effect, just as we did with our home. We're going to do the same thing, use a use effect with our fetch blogs, and then fetch blogs as what we're going to define it. So if we go to back, let's just take this and make it inspect, that way we can see, and if we have any console.logs running, we can just make sure that's not coming up here, and perfect. Okay, let's just go to home, see if it's not, just to make sure, and yes, it is here. And okay, so that's it. Awesome. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing. So let's just make some extra spaces here, and we're going to make const. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing, fetch, oh sorry, use effect we're going to start with. Okay, just like this, and then we're going to do fetch blogs, like that, and then call it. So now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to define the fetch blog. So fetch blog, okay, and then just make the function, and then we're going to do Axios dot get, and then you can just copy and paste the same one here, and then just copy and paste it here, just like that. Then once we have the information, as normal, we are just going to pass it through, and then console.log, let's get the response and the data. So hopefully it should be working, and perfect, it's working. And don't forget to add the empty array as before here. So perfect, so it's working. As you can see, it's working here. Okay, now in order to use params, we have to define it. So if we want to define it, we have to actually, sorry, just remember to do the store it. So we're going to do set blog, just like that, and then like that. So now we're going to define the use params. So we have to bring out the ID, and then we're going to do use params, and then as if we're calling the function, just like that. Okay, so now instead of having this here, what we can do is we can just copy and paste this, that way we can use the backticks here and once again manipulate it, but in this time we're going to just bring the ID here. Okay, and then I like to just refresh the page just to make sure everything's good, and then as you can see, it's working perfectly. Post preview title, and this is just video games because that's the ID of the video games. Okay, so if we go back and we go to Fridays, you'll see that it changed and it's almost Friday. Look at that. So we are just getting it for this targeted username or user blog. Okay, So now what we're going to do is we just want to see if it works. So let's just take this out and let's just make this an H3, and then blog profile, I believe it was called. And let's center everything, so text center. And then let's make this a little bigger, text 2x. So perfect. So what we want to do is let's just add a border, say x 6, and then let's add a padding, and then let's add a padding to this here. That way the next thing that we write down here is not going to really be too close to the blog profile title. Okay, now let's take a look. So we want to just make another div here, that way it will be under, and then let's make an H4 if we want, and this is where we will type in the title, and then we'll have the title. So we can do, sorry, like this, and then we can do blog. Remember, we're not mapping it, we're just using the stored value here this time. So store, and then blog, and then title, and then it should come up here, blog title. Why it's not coming up? That's why, because it's supposed to be res.data. Sorry about that, guys. So it's res.data, now it's going to come up. Okay, so as you can see, if you just put in quotations, it's not going to work. So just make sure you're storing in the res.data. So you're taking the whole API here, or the whole value, and then you're storing it inside of the blog. Okay, so now what we can do is we can just make a paragraph here, and then we can just have our post. So we can do blog.post, just like that. And then as you can see, look at that, perfect. Okay, and then if you want, you can make this H4. Let's make it text, let's just make it XL here. Okay, and then let's just make the paragraph text. Let's make it smaller. We'll make it see Flora how large works. No, let's just make it small for now. Okay, perfect. So let's just add another padding here, padding 5, and awesome. So as you can see, it's working perfectly here. Okay, so look at that, guys. So now we have our own blog profile page, right? Which is super super awesome. And then if we want, we can add the created as well. So let's just make a span. Although the created is going to be a little wonky, but we'll just use it as well. So we'll say created. Let's make it capital C, created. And then we can say blog, and then created at, just like that. And then now we should have the created date. And I say wonky because it has like the extra. So this is like the time, the exact time as shown. So let's just add another padding to this here. That way nothing is very close together. Okay. Anything, let's just add a break here. And let's add another one here. Okay, perfect. Awesome. And then lastly, if you wanted to put your preview as well, you can do that also. So let's go ahead and do that as well. So let's add just two here, and then let's make this an H5 a span. Yeah, let's make this another span here, and then we'll do blog dot preview. Perfect, just like that. Now let's just add our breaks here, and that way we can just look at that, guys. Awesome. And now let's just maximize this, enter. Now you have your blog profile. So let's just get out to this one. Remember, this is Fridays. Let's go back to our homepage, and I like video games. So look at that, guys. Videos are fun, so much fun, all kinds of games, right? So that's pretty awesome. So let's just add a few more things here. We want to add a preview. Okay, that way everything's a little bit more organized. Okay, perfect. Awesome, guys. So you have this here, and so let's just check. So we are reading it, reading all of our blogs here, our APIs, our reading requests here. Now we want to make a post request. Let's say, hi there, please read me. Oh, please read me. Oh my gosh. Today is a nice day outside and not too hot nor humid. Okay, so let's submit the blog. As you can tell, it went through, and then just go back and look, hi there, please read me. We click it and it takes us to our blog profile. That's pretty cool, right guys? That I love this. Like, this is like, you can make so many things like for future projects. You can even make your own profile or someone else's profile that you could just click as if these are going to be like your usernames, and then click to go to their profiles, which is so dope, guys. Awesome. So that's pretty much it for the blog profile, and the next thing that we are going to work on is pretty much the last thing, and it's going to be making the update. So the update is going to be, as I showed in the beginning of the tutorial, we're going to make a field here where with a edit button here or an update button, we click it, and then we're going to be able to edit it here and here, right here. This will drop down a bit, and once you click enter, it'll be changed to the new edit. Okay, so I'll see you there, guys.